Hello, hello, hello. This is Mila Camden, the new toreador in a town. First of all, as I'm toreador, I need to draw one die for the clan floor. Narrow escape. So, the scene starts at the downtown area. Mila has been checking out local dance schools and dance studios a couple of previous nights, and today she's returning from one of the last places she haven't visited yet. And finally, she have found a teacher for herself. She's going to continue the tribal fusion studies, and she has been also booked for late night capoeira class. She has done some capoeira previously, but she's totally just a beginner. And form. She's walking at the downtown, but before she goes back to her own flat, she decides to have a little late night dinner. She is not aware of the local domains, so she's a little bit giddy to go hunting, but she knows that she needs to do that at some point. But she decides to go somewhere else, not at her new neighborhood. So she will be walking to the Chinatown. And she haven't been there previously. She has a map, but it's not really detailed. So for a while, she's going to just walk around and check out safe places for feeding and such. Today she's dressed up to look like a angsty emo teen. She has faded dark jeans and baggy hoodie, and the hood is covering most of her face. You can see a little bit of red lips and a little bit of dark curly hair hanging on the left side of the face. She's also carrying an exercise bag. Basically, there's some just dancing clothes inside and a bottle of water and such. And she doesn't know the area well, so she decides to go with the so-called hide and seek technique. And let's see what happens. So to success. She is quite lucky this time. She noticed that one middle-aged man about her size is walking alone at the street, and he seems to be really concentrated to the music he is listening. He might even be wearing the noise cancelling headphones. At least they are really big and they are covering his ears quite well. Mila walks behind him. She's trying to look that she's going to exactly same direction, and well, she's quite. She's looking around carefully, and finally she sees a dark alleyway, a small alleyway ahead of them both. Then she walks past the guy to the alleyway and checks that the alleyway indeed is empty and there's no big windows or doors there. She's quite lucky because this alleyway has just a little bit pile of trash and a big trash can at the end. When the man passed the start of the alleyway, she's waiting in the shadows, and she actually scares him just out of fun. And the man hears her loud boo, and he seems to be slightly aggravated. Mila takes a few steps a couple of steps further away, so she will still stay in the shadows, but she's trying to make the man to follow her. She's like drawing small tones towards the guy and saying some taunting sentences, and finally the man gets angry and comes further to the dark alleyway. He thinks that he's going to teach annoying young brat a lesson, but when they are about to in middle of the alleyway, behind the quite big pile of trash. Mila lets him to come closer so that he can he starts to lecture how to behave and what that young girl is doing this side of the town in this time of the day. And the guy is so concentrated about lecturing Mila that he doesn't really notice that Mila comes really close to him and sinks her feet to his neck. They are about the same height, so Mila doesn't need to jump or basically do anything else. She managed to take 2 points of blood and just she realized luckily fast enough that she has to end the feeding, otherwise the guy might need some help. She lets loose the guy and the man drops on his knees on the dirty pavement of the alleyway, and he looks really confused for a moment. And at this point Mila decides to run and get rid of the guy. Let's see. She's jumping over a couple of quite low fences and like that. So just in case, I'll draw dexterity and athletics. Yeah, I guess she managed to get rid of the guy quite easily by running through small alleyways and jumping over the couple of small fences. And one point she thinks that she must be in safe surroundings now. And at that point she stops and basically starts to gag, and she takes the water bottle from her back and rinses her mouth a couple of times from the foul taste of blood. She doesn't like the taste of blood at all, mainly because when she was human, she used to be vegetarian, so the afterlife has brought her unpleasant aspects to her daily life. She walks to the nearest bigger street and checks out from the map where on earth she end up running. She locates the place where she is and starts to walk toward her residence in downtown. The scene ends when Mila crosses the kind of border between Chinatown and the next area of the town.